gave you one job to do. We need Peter Thiel here at the White House.
And there it is, the White House.
The White House is firing back at Comedy Central's South Park after the season premiere.
South Park didn't just roast the White House. It ripped the curtain down, dragged the presidency across the stage, and showed the world what power looks like when it finally gets embarrassed. A bunch of cardboard-faced cartoon kids just did what journalists, politicians, and late-night hosts couldn't. They made the most powerful office in America flinch. And the moment Washington snapped back, defensive and visibly irritated, it proved one thing beyond doubt. South Park hit a nerve deep enough to rattle the Oval Office itself.
Clearly, South Park says they're not watering anything down, and they have an episode getting a lot of attention.
Main part, it all started when South Park rolled out season 27 after sealing its monster deal with Paramount. And instead of playing safe, the show charged straight at the White House like a speeding freight train. No warm-up, no easing in. The very first episode arrived like a headline written in blood and sarcasm. Washington wasn't just referenced, it was dragged to center stage, stripped of dignity, and dissected with a smile.
South Park, which has proven quite powerful at going against Donald Trump.
The presidency appeared not as leadership, but as a lawsuit factory armed with executive authority like a weapon. A Trump-shaped commander-in-chief towered over the Oval Office like a legal overlord, firing lawsuits at protesters the way generals fire artillery. One signature, boom, $5 billion demanded from an entire American town for the crime of having an opinion. Free speech felt expensive. Democracy felt like paperwork stamped paid to the president.
And when South Park is taking the place of 60 Minutes as Donald Trump shakes down corporate parent companies to censor or mute independent criticism,
South Park pushed harder. The White House required loyalty, public devotion videos, scripted praise, obedience packaged like patriotism. Citizens once free now served as extras in presidential propaganda. Power didn't request respect, it collected it. The government step by step turned South Park into a cautionary tale about what happens when authority grows teeth and starts eating criticism alive.
Tell everyone to relax.
I'm not telling everyone to relax. Relax, guys.
Then came the scene that set the internet on fire without a single match. The president is in bed with Satan. A nation watched the Oval Office share sheets with hell itself, and laughter hit the system harder than politics ever could. That frame alone echoed louder than a press conference. A cartoon placed the leader of the free world next to the devil, and Washington blinked first. Season 27 didn't criticize power, it exposed its ego.
Start your Thanksgiving with this time-honored tradition. The South Park Turkey Trot.
South Park escalated the chaos with season 28, and the target sharpened into something even bigger, louder, more absurdly real. A small-town Thanksgiving fun run turned into a battlefield under federal authority, and the White House marched into Colorado like it was retaking territory. A cartoon 5K race suddenly carried the weight of national security, foreign diplomacy, and political ego. The perfect storm for satire with teeth.
$5,000, you guys. The winner of this year's turkey trot gets $5,000 from Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia stepped in as sponsor, money flowing like oil dressed as generosity. The prize glimmered at $5,000, enough to electrify an entire town running for survival instead of medals. Economic struggle powered the race more than fitness ever could. Desperation sprinted down the track. Pride crossed its fingers at the starting line, and while locals stretched hamstrings, Washington loaded artillery.
Yeah, it's in the floor right there. You see it? It's right there. It is. Now get your little bitch ass out of my town. Oh, you.
President demanded the release of Peter Thiel, and South Park police refused. A single denial that triggered a federal meltdown. The White House unleashed the Department of War, led by Pete Hegseth, half soldier, half influencer, recording everything like the battlefield required subscribers more than victories. Cameras rolled, soldiers posed. Patriotism collided with content monetization, not a rescue mission, a broadcast.
Okay,
and did you already register your racing team online?
The moment tear gas hit the turkey trot like confetti, the satire peaked. Kids and parents ran blind through smoke, while government troops shouted commands as if the Boston Marathon tangled with January 6th. Homeland Security arrived too, and instead of aid, they fought over camera angles. Federal agencies turned war into Wi-Fi entertainment, measuring impact through views instead of peace. The White House didn't look like leadership. It danced like a public relations machine chasing relevance. Authority became a spectacle. Power became streamable. National security turned into trending content. Because in South Park's world, and sometimes in the real one, politics performs before it governs. The town kept running, the war kept filming, the president demanded victory and looked powerless in the smoke of his own overreaction. Because at the finish line, beneath chaos, Saudi money, and federal force, credit belonged to Token, the boy Washington never saw coming.
South Park hasn't been relevant for more than 20 years. It went on to say the fourth-rate show was hanging on by a thread by uninspired ideas in an attempt for attention.
South Park didn't wait for permission. It swung first, loud enough for Washington to hear it through the walls of the West Wing. Season 27 dropped, the president lay beside Satan, lawsuits replaced leadership, propaganda became policy, and within days the real-world White House responded. A spokesperson returned fire with irritation disguised as formality, calling the show desperate and irrelevant. The tone didn't read confident, it read wounded.
Animated TV series is receiving a fire response from the White House. Comedy Central South Park was created by Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
A government with nuclear codes flinched at cardboard characters animated with scissors and spite. Instead of silence, the administration delivered proof. Satire hit with more force than expected. South Park exposed fragility inside power because only a threat receives a press release.
Okay, South Park is taking no prisoners in its new season, and despite backlash from Trump administration officials, they are unfazed.
The fallout hit faster than politics ever moves. Viewership surged. Clips flooded social feeds. TikTok stitched scenes of the president in satin sheets with Satan, and debate turned global overnight. The White House reaction amplified the episode like free marketing delivered from Pennsylvania Avenue itself.
Did you anticipate the reaction today? Have you been following it? What do you make of this?
We're terribly sorry.
Trey Parker and Matt Stone responded with one line: "We're terribly sorry." No retreat, no explanation, just a blade wrapped in politeness. A cartoon forced the White House to respond. South Park didn't satirize, it wounded.
The FCC guy must have shitty ankles.
South Park didn't satirize the White House, it turned it into spectacle. Season 27 built a presidency run by lawsuits and ego, placing the Oval Office inside a satanic love triangle while billion-dollar lawsuits flew like artillery.
Oh wow, this is the best soup ever. Oh God!
Season 28 pushed harder. The White House acted as a courtroom, war room, bedroom, and crisis stage. Power hid in Planned Parenthood. The FCC crumbled under free speech. The Lincoln bedroom morphed into scandal real estate, and every decision served image before country.
You son of a bitch! The president will come for us! Yeah, maybe so.
South Park stripped power down to instinct. Survival first, leadership second. J.D. Vance, Peter Thiel, Homeland Security, and every orbiting figure behaved like satellites chasing attention, not solutions. Religion merged with corporate media. The government behaved like content creators, and war operated like televised entertainment. The presidency didn't govern, it performed, and the message cut through like steel. When power values applause more than stability, a nation stops being led and starts being watched.
The episode Wednesday included a scene showing President Trump lying in bed with Satan.
South Park struck the White House because it confronted ego instead of policy. The show aimed at the psychology of power, or insecurity, vanity, image control, and exposed it through exaggeration that felt uncomfortable because it resembled truth. A government built on authority suddenly looked fragile, reactionary, unable to ignore a cartoon. Power lost mystique, and satire became a mirror the presidency struggled to look into.
Pam? Oh my God!
Season 27 attacked through legality and propaganda. Season 28 attacked through chaos, spectacle, militarization, and foreign influence. Each episode tore down a different pillar of federal identity: competence, control, morality, stability, until the White House became small enough for 4 animated kids to drag across a plot line. Viewers laughed, shared, reacted not out of humor alone, but because the portrayal exposed something real beneath the absurdity.
Deception! Deception!
South Park targeted the throne, not the speech podium. Instead of critiquing decisions, it dismantled the image of untouchable authority. That approach hit deeper than commentary. It challenged the myth of presidential invincibility. When the White House answered back, the punch echoed louder than the episode itself. A cartoon forced an administration into dialogue it never wanted to have. That is power. That is the impact. That is the moment satire crossed into history instead of entertainment.
No, you're right. Let's stop this. You!
South Park pushed deeper than politics. It attacked the psychology of power. Season 28 turned the White House into something even darker than a command center. The East Wing didn't just look unstable, it became haunted, literally echoing with ghosts after the president demolished it himself. A demolition site wrapped in executive drapery, floors cracking under the weight of ego, rooms filled with spirits instead of strategy. The message was surgical. When leadership destroys its own foundation, even the walls remember.
Oh my God, what the hell is going on here?
Then the Lincoln bedroom broke the internet. Butters unleashed a wave of AI deepfakes across the country, and inside the show, Trump and JD Vance became the center of a sexual scandal so chaotic the administration tried to dismiss it as fabricated footage. The White House didn't issue statements. It scrambled for reality, fighting technology it couldn't control. Power wasn't threatened by enemies. It was humiliated by exposure. South Park didn't need facts to strike. It needed a mirror, and the Oval Office couldn't look away.
And headset, don't just make a bunch of content. Like, actually go and do something.
The presidency no longer appeared untouchable. It stumbled like a celebrity caught in a live stream gone wrong, trapped between denial and damage control. Season 28 showed a government unable to escape not its critics, but its own image. Haunted halls, deepfake scandal, and a throne shaking under laughter it couldn't silence.
They got 6 million cross-platform viewers for the premiere episode. It's the highest share, in fact, in 25 years.
A cartoon just rattled the White House and proved something terrifying. Power isn't afraid of threats anymore. It's afraid of laughter. If this episode shook DC harder than any protest ever could, then maybe the real war isn't fought with votes or violence. It's fought with mockery sharp enough to make authority bleed, and South Park just opened the vein.